everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back to First Light Creations. And today we're going to be making what I'm going to call a framed shaker card. Now this is, well, it was originally a piece of A4 gold mirror card, and I've cut it down so that when you fold it in half it measures 5 by 7. I could have left it as an A4 card or an A5 card, I guess, if you fold it in half, but I decided to make it into a 5 by 7 card. Now, I've got a rainbow mat. This is rainbow paper, but you don't have to use rainbow paper. You can use whatever you've got in your stash. So I'm still on this mission to use up what I've got in my stash and not buy anything new yet. So the craft suppliers and shops don't love me at the moment. So you use whatever you've got, or if you fancy going out and buying something new, that's absolutely fine. Now this mat measures 3.5 by 5.5 inches, and I'm going to stick it down with my giant glue stick. You can use a glue stick for this, that's absolutely fine, because in this case it's only paper. But if you're using a card as your mat, I would recommend a stronger glue, just to keep it all in place. So we're going to pop that down like that, pop that out of the way, and turn it over, whichever, because this is a rainbow, it's really a matter of choice really, as to which part you have at the top or the bottom. Now I'm going to put mine like that, so that it's roughly in the middle. It doesn't have to be exact, but roughly in the middle. Now, I have got an acetate, but my acetate, well, I'll give you the measurements. The acetate measures 4.5 by 6.5 inches, but this is actually a piece from, it's the front cover of a sticker pad. So I've used that to determine the size of where I'm going to put my shaker element. But if you haven't got one of these, which is probably likely, what you can do, you can just measure out a piece of acetate which is 4.5 by 6.5 and pop some foam underneath it. So what you could do is, I haven't got my foam pads with me, but you could just put some foam pads along there if you wanted to. If this is flat acetate, just cut yourself a piece of 4.5 by 6.5 and put some foam pads or foam tape along there. That's no problem at all. So we're going to carry on, and because I've got a nice rainbow effect in the middle, I'm going to put my shaker elements in the middle, because then I'm going to put the acetate over the top. Now this is called gold confetti. It came from the works. I'm not sure if they've still got it, but what I'll do, I'll have a look on their website, and if they've still got it, I'll link it in the description below. So here we go. This is where I usually go bonkers and try and accidentally put too many on. So that will do for now, I think. So we'll just put some more in the middle. Try and keep them in the middle. I might add a few more, but it's not a very deep acetate, so we won't put too many on because they'll get stuck. So I think that'll do for now. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my red runner tape. If you want to use red line tape, you can. I thought I had some red line tape, but I've run out, so I'm going to use my red runner tape instead. It does the same job. And of course, with red runner tape, you don't have to bother about trying to get the backing tape off, because it can be quite tricky. So I'm going to pop some all the way around the edge and try not to disturb my bits in the middle, my shaker elements. Now originally I was going to use some rainbow type sequins, but with this rainbow background it might not have shown up terribly well. So I'm going to pop that like that, put that again to one side because we'll need it again in a second. Now I'm just going to make sure that these bits are all sitting well within my mat so that they don't get trapped underneath there. So I'm going to lay that down on top of there like that, and that does actually all but disappear. So that is good. So to make sure that that stays down, and it will still, so that's fine. I quite like that with the gold background. I rather like that. So we're going to let that stay like that, and I'm going to use that again. And I have got 4 strips, again from my rainbow paper. I have got 2, because we're going to create a bit of a frame here. And we're going to create 2 at 1/2 inch by 6.5. and 2 at 1/2 inch by 4.5. And I will add all, I know there are quite a lot of measurements in this video, and I will add all of these measurements in the description below. So again, I'm going to use my red runner tape to keep it nice and firm and in place. And we're going to just build up the frame. I know that's not the normal way of making a frame, but I'm not normal, so that's all right. You can use glue for this if you want to, but I'm using tape just to be a bit different. So we're going to just put some down like that. So by the time we've finished this, you'll have a little bit of a gold frame just around the edge. And we're going to put some down there as well. So some that side as well. And try and keep it relatively level with the other side. So that's that one. It's already looking really nice. And then we're going to put the other two across. Actually, we could put one across there and one across there. We don't have to do one at a time. We'll do them both together. So line them up and just put one there and one there. Now, that does look nice on its own, but it does need a little bit more embellishment. Now, that's fine. Now, if you find you've got a little bit at the top, I'm not bothered about that. If you want to, you can cut it off, but I'm okay with that. So for now anyway, I'm going to leave that like that. But what we are going to do, I have got some more strips here, which are again are the rainbow strips. And the sizes are a little bit different yet again, which is why I'm going to add them all in the description below. And these frames, you've got 2 at 1/2 inch by 5.5 and 2 at 1/2 inch by 3.5 inches. And this time I've propped them up on a bit of, or little bits of foam tape. Well, actually they're not foam tape, they're foam pads. So what I could have done, and perhaps what I should have done, was taken the backing tape off before I started the video just to make it go a little quicker, but that's all right. So we'll take, because this one, they're foam pads rather than foam tape, so it should come off quite easily, she says. So let's just get that one off first. And I'm going to turn that over and I'm going to pop that on the top like that. So it forms a bit of a ridge. So you've got that nice ridge. It's not a dead straight ridge, but that's okay. We want that. I like it to be rather... It doesn't have to be dead straight. I quite like it when it's not, because it looks more homemade that way. Obviously, if you're going to make your cards to sell, you might want to use a craft knife or something to make sure that it's dead straight. But if you're just making them as a handmade card, that's absolutely fine. And again, we're going to pop that on there just to make a nice ridge. And again, we've got the ones for the top and the bottom. So once more, we're going to take the backing tape off of these pieces. And so it really doesn't take any time at all. And I'm going to pop that one up there like that. And then of course the other one goes down here. And this won't take very long at all. So there we go. Last piece coming off now, hopefully. There we go. Let's just sweep that out the way. And you can use an ordinary plain coloured, or you could use a pattern paper if you like. Now if you wanted to, you could leave it like that, and that is absolutely fine. But what I'm going to do, I've die cut a couple of, well, 4 leaves, and I've got some ready-made daisies. Just 2 ready-made daisies. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put over here, again, I'm going to use tape. You can use glue if you wish, but I'm going to do this side first, and I'm going to put 1 leaf there so that it comes over. That's absolutely fine like that. And I'm going to put the other leaf so that it crosses over and comes down like that. And on top of that join, where the leaves join, I've got a daisy here. Well, I've got 2 daisies. This has got foam tape on it. This one has got foam tape on it. I could have used a hot glue gun, but I'm not going to. Not just for 2 daisies. And I'm going to put that one on there like that. It'll sit quite nicely with foam tape. It's quite firm. And I'm going to put this one in the opposite corner, in the opposite diagonal corner. So again, I'm just going to run some tape, or you can use glue if you wish. Oh, sorry. That's the problem with using tape. It comes with you. It sticks to you and follows you. So I'm going to put, oh, wrong way round. never mind. That one along there, and make sure we've got it the right way round. That one along there, and then finally we are going to pop that one, whoops, on there. And there is our framed shaker card all finished. And I rather like that because if you use the gold and the gold mirror card, you've got a coordination going on there. So that will stand quite nicely. I could have done a few more, but it doesn't really matter. That will stand quite nicely like that. And yeah, we could have used a few more, but I always think sometimes less is more, because you can still see them when you stand it up. I know you can't see it standing up, but you can still see them in the corner there. So that'll look quite nice like that. So I'm going to leave it flat like that so that you can see it. So I hope you've enjoyed this framed shaker card and found it helpful. If you're really worried about these corners, I'm not actually, I'm okay with them. But if you're worried about these corners, you could put a couple of embellishments on just to cover up the corners, but I'm not going to worry about that. I rather like them showing. So I hope you've enjoyed this and found it useful, and that you have a go yourself and you raid your stash, find what you've got and see what you can make with it. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. And I will see you on Thursday with another crafting project. And in the meantime, thank you all for joining me. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. Lovely to have you with us. Thank you to our long-term subscribers. It's lovely to have you with us too. And thank you to anyone who might just be stopping by to find out what this lunatic is up to this time. So I'll see you on Thursday. And in the meantime, have a fantastic week. Have fun, everybody. Stay safe. And as always, happy crafting. Bye-bye for now.